What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another chaotic, caffeinated, and lit live stream episode of Bravo and Blaze. I'm your host, Jenny Blaze, still loud, and today we are live across the internet, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. We've got a jam-packed lineup. Real Housewives of Atlanta. We had the finale, and who the hell is Junebug? Does anyone know? Love Island USA, I saw my first ever heart rate challenge, and I want to know, did Huda take it too far? Below deck, we got our second boatmance hookup. I told you all last time, once those floodgates open, all of the hookups are going to come out, the plethora. The McBee Dynasty is back. Season 2 premiered. The cattle are cattling, and the family drama is already unhinged. I am a little scared. Complete transparency. And yes, Luann, I watched the Netflix Trainwreck Poop Cruise documentary because apparently I love to suffer and vicariously live through other people's torment. We need to talk about this floating disaster. We're doing this loud, fueled by Ryze, lit by Mad Labs, and unfiltered while blaze. So grab your cart, your tea, and questionable opinions, and let's spark it, sip it, and let's get into it. Just as a quick disclaimer, this is all commentary, not gospel, not investigative journalism, though sometimes I'm tempted. These are my unfiltered opinions based on public information, wild speculation, and vibes. Be cool. Don't be all like uncool. Right, Luann? Countess Luann and DJ Meredith Marks have been partying it up in NYC. And that's why, if you're here on YouTube, you can see the visuals. Luann is wearing Meredith's bangs. That's how close they are now. Okay, before we dive in, the live chat is wide open. Wait, do I have the comment showing? I do now. I see Tay Tay the Savior. What's up, Tay Tay? So the live chat is wide open. Drop your Bravo takes, your shade, your Love Island heartbreak. Don't be shy. Follow us at Bravo and Blaze on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X, Threads, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you scroll. Subscribe to YouTube at Jenny Blaze. Click the bell button so you never miss this lovely live chaos. And if you want the unfiltered behind the scenes tea, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Bravo and Blaze. Hop on the email list at bravoandblaze.com for exclusive drops, updates, and announcements. And if you want a Bravo and Blaze at home, which I hope you all are doing regularly, you can grab your own Bravo and Blaze signature lighter at bravoandblaze.com. All right, y'all. Let's get messy. First, what to watch. Oh boy, the Trainwreck Poop Cruise. I'm like kind of obsessed with the Trainwreck series on Netflix, and it's always my worst nightmare. And I don't know why I just like have to watch this. But the last Trainwreck I watched was what is it called? The Travis Scott, what was his thing called? His big event? Whatever, that tragedy. Astro World. Oh my God. That was the last one I watched. Poop Cruise just came out. Another one just came out too, which is on my queue or in my queue to watch, which is like the American Apparel cult. I love cults. I don't love cults. Like, I don't want to be in a cult, obviously, but like I find them to be so fascinating on a social level. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. For this one, okay, Poop Cruise. This was a Carnival cruise back in 2013, and everyone was having a blast. The cruise was almost over. And then, like, the last day, there was a fire that broke out. I think it was in the middle of the night and people were sleeping. So they like had to go to their muster stations. Some of the girls being interviewed were like, we didn't even go to the safety briefing because this was a bachelorette party and we didn't even think we were going to need that. So and people have their phones, so people are taking video while they're there. But then eventually, like at first it wasn't like as bad, or like they didn't lead the guests to believe it was that bad, and they're like, oh, you can go carry about your business. And it just kept getting worse and worse because the fire burnt through, I guess there's like 6 engine rooms or something, and they thought only one was destroyed and that they would have backup, but turns out they had nothing. No electricity, just like a huge skyscraper size vessel on in the ocean, just floating with all these people. 4,500 people. I would have been panicking. Like, I would have had a full legit panic attack. I probably would have been like, someone needs to take one of the lifeboats and go to shore immediately. I don't know what's going to happen, but I cannot stay here. I also don't like to be controlled in chaos. So like, if like basic necessities aren't working, we don't have food, we don't have water, like you better believe I'm going to be like, I'm panicking right now. But essentially the first biggest issue were the toilets. The toilets were not flushing or anything. So they're like, if you have to go a number 1, go in the shower. If you have to go number 2, go in these red bags. They passed out these like red biohazard bags, and they're like, go number 2 there, and you can drop them off in the garbage. It'll be fine. But people were not having it. They're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So people were like doing their business anyways. And I guess there were some bathrooms that were still working, and some people got away with not having to use red bags. But like, oh my gosh, literally a shit show. One day turned into like 5 extra days essentially. And I cannot believe, the worst part was when they had to get towed. That's when it turned into the poop cruise. They already had like, they were already on board for like 3 days with no like food, no power, nothing. And then when they start getting towed, and this towboat that's dragging this cruise boat to shore, it made the cruise boat like tilt on its side, and that's when all the poo started dripping out. It was bad. It was bad. I can't believe people who were on that cruise actually continue to still go on cruises to this day. Like, what? I'd be traumatized. Just Kelli said, I couldn't watch the poop cruise. My gag reflex is way too strong. No, seriously. Oh my God. And then also, like, weird, I feel like all these things connect sometimes. And like yesterday, I think there was footage released, and I seen it all over social media. This man, this father of a 5-year-old, put his daughter on a railing on a Disney cruise boat, and she fell into the ocean. And he jumped in right after her and saved her. Thank God. Like, holy shit. Like, it's a miracle that they both were saved. But oh my God, divorce. That man, do not put my child on a railing for a picture. Dude, I kind of hope he goes to jail. No, not jail, but like, that's bad. That's really awful. People are like, oh, he's a great father. I'm like, he put his child on a railing and she fell into the ocean. God damn it. Father of the year. I hate that. I hate people. I swear to God, if it was a mother, she would have got her child, all her children taken away. She'd be on like daily drug tests and she'd be in prison probably. But no, this man's like hero of the century because he saved his daughter after she fell in the ocean because of him. Now I'm scared to go on a Disney cruise. Okay, let's move on. We have other important things to talk about. Not paid by anyone is here. What's up? Okay, so as far as what else to watch, if you're not caught up, I interviewed Wale Alesh from Bravo's Love Hotel. If you don't remember, he was Ashley Darby's love interest. And we got to hear his experience behind the scenes, what it was like for him. I mean, if you've been following my podcast for a while, you may know that I don't watch these love dating shows. This is all very new to me. So to talk to people who are actually going through the experience is like so bizarre for me. 'Cause I'm like, how can you be natural? And so I can't imagine myself actually falling in love with someone. And maybe that's not the goal, but like, I don't know, just if that whole process was on camera, I feel like it wouldn't be authentic. So I don't know. I just find it interesting. Go check that out. The link is in the show notes. I also did an interview with Imral Hassan from Summer House season 9. Oh my gosh, my phone is ringing. I just really loved my conversation with Imral. We had a way more in-depth conversation to get to know him and his background. We talked about the American dream, what it means to him. I loved our conversation, and it's a bummer that he got such a bad edit in season 9. And although he put out this message saying he wasn't coming back, he explained in our interview that he actually used ChatGPT to write that, and he wasn't aware that the way that it sounded was like that he was never going to come back. Because when I talked to him, it sounded like he was saying maybe he would be open to it, but I don't know. We'll see. So go check out Fucking for Fluency with Imral Hassan. The link is in the show notes. Let's talk about Love Island. Okay, last time we talked about Love Island, it was Thursday. So we had an episode Thursday night, Friday night, After Sun on Saturday, another episode on Sunday, and then another episode on Monday. That's 5 days. Oh my God. It's a lot. It's a lot. Hold on. Let me take a sip before I start talking about Love Island. All right, Love Island. When we left off, Olandria and Nick, we thought, were dumped and that they were going to be gone from the show. Everyone was sobbing and crying as if somebody died. I want as many Love Island people at my funeral as possible, giving that same energy, or else I will haunt you all. I already said this before, but I'm saying it again. So that's where we left off. Then we go to Thursday night, and Olandria and Nick are having some kind of dinner together. They're debriefing each other on what happened in Casa Amor and back at the villa. And they get a text saying, you guys can like go home or you can couple up and re-enter. Like, what is this? What is this show? I can't believe I'm still watching it, but I'm here. Okay. I'm watching it from the lens of somebody who is completely dumbfounded. And this is my first season. So this whole this idea of coupling up, it's so confusing for me. Cause I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're coupling up? Does that mean you're supposed to like try to be in love or that you do like each other? Or are they just trying to get back in the house? Which obviously, like, why would you say no? No one would say no, right? That would be stupid. So they obviously go back in, but I just love this scene when Olandria starts telling Nick that Shelly was coupled up with Chris, who is 6'7", and Nick's face, you could see the pain he felt for Ace. Wait, oh yeah, Nick is telling Ace, but okay, so they go back. I'm not going to recap every single thing, but I just like was hyper focused on this Ace and Chris thing. Nick winds up, when he goes back to the villa, he winds up telling Ace about Chris. And We're just, I don't know if the producers did this on purpose, but it was kind of genius. So they have some like challenge where it's the villa versus Casa Amor, and they have to like do weird makeouts. Again, I don't understand the show. It's so weird to me. What do you mean you all have to just make out and do it in the most sexy way? Like, who's judging? And like, what determines? Do they give you an idea? Like, oh, if you show more skin, then you could win. Or if you do something more crazy, then you could win. Maybe they did say that in the rules, actually, because I don't know. It was just bizarre. Everyone was frantic. It was just disgusting. A lot of like bodily fluid exchange, inappropriate behavior. Just I I don't know why they do this. How is this a show? Who I need to see all the notes that the therapists take when they are talking to the producers of Love Island. Who hurt them? What happened in their childhood? Anyways, during this game, they have to like make out with different people and like who has to be sexiest or whatever. Huda, I don't want to like, I know a lot of people are hating on people on this show. I don't get that. I'm like, I don't hate anyone, but yeah, I am going to point out that Huda kind of was the Zoolander of that challenge. She had one move and it was stick your tongue out as far as possible and just lick anyone from bottom to top. That was the move. I'm like, I thought we were trying to be creative here. And also, Huda scares me when she's doing a challenge. Like, she gets this look in her eyes where it's like, yeah, my heart would be beating pretty fast too if Huda was coming after me. Because when I'm scared, my heart beat races. Hello. So while Nick and Olandria are coupled up, they try, and this is where like I don't understand Nick. I feel like he does not care who he's coupled up with as long as he's coupled up. And he's whatever, I don't know if this was his intention, but he has won me over at least. Like, I think he's hilarious. I think he's cute now. Like in the beginning, I was like, ugh, why does anyone want Nick? But now that we've gotten to know him and his like personality a little bit more on the show, I do think Nick is pretty funny and hilarious. And I like him, not like, oh, I want to date him, but like I like him on the show. But it seems like he's just doing whatever he needs to do to stay until the end because he wants to win. Because let's not forget, this is a competition for money. And that's why I'm also confused about like, what is the intention? Like, how do you play this game? What is the right way to play this? Are you supposed to have morals? Are you not? Are you just supposed to be like super loose with everyone to get to the end? I don't, that's weird. I don't know. But Nick and Olandria, they did wind up having a kiss to like see if they wanted to explore. And it was way steamier than I thought it was gonna be. And I saw this on It's a Bravo World, a little snapshot of Nick Olandria where she's got his whole bottom lip in her mouth. I thought that they had a little bit of chemistry. But also in my mind, like when I was watching this, I was in the game. I wasn't thinking about Olandria's dynamic with Sierra because Olandria almost got out. I mean, Olandria's trying to stay in the game at this point. I don't think there's like, do you have to worry about your friend during this? Like, I don't, maybe that's why everyone loves it because they're like, oh, this is tough. She shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, I don't know what the right thing to do is. I saw this on Twitter at a dose of Kari, Kari. They tweeted, it's even funnier that Nick is wearing Taylor's clothes and shoes while he's kissing Olandria. I did not notice that until after it was pointed out. And I have this picture here of Taylor wearing a black tank top with these like purple faded, what are these? Jort / cargo pants / jeans. They're like purplish. But then the next picture we have Olandria and Nick making out while Nick is wearing those same pants. Oh, messy, messy, messy. So Nick and Olandria are a couple. Don't forget that her and Taylor, like they were coupled up before and they had a thing. And I don't know, that part I thought was a little bit more interesting because Taylor definitely seemed like he liked Clark a lot more. And to have Olandria come in when he thought like Olandria was gone and she's coupled up with his friend, that was so awkward. And it just was funny after they made out, Nick Olandria made out. Olandria's sitting there and she's like, cold. Nick, this is why I like Nick. Nick takes the shirt off his back and gives it to Olandria. And then Taylor comes by and Nick sees him. So he gives him his, like, they do their like secret handshake because they're buddy. And I just like, I just couldn't help but feel like, oh my God, this is so messy. Right? Juicy. Also, Amy Schumer mentioned this on the After Sun episode on Saturday. There was one scene where Olandria and Clark were talking, and in the background, they have The Boy Is Mine by Monica and Brandy slowed down, like doing a cover of it. I was like, oh my God, these producers. I need to know everything about them. I like don't even care about the people on the show. I want to know who is pulling all the shots behind the scenes because they are messy, twisted, fucked up people. I need to know everything about them. Also, we have Ariana, who gets hotter every single time. You think it's not possible, and then she comes out again looking smoking hot, hotter than the last time. It's unbelievable. I love her whole glam team. If I was Brit Edie, I would have a meeting with Ariana's glam team without Ariana knowing about it. I would never do that. But if I was Brit Edie, I might. So at the end of this, don't forget we're still on Casa Amor, and this is my first Casa Amor. People seem to be upset, I guess, people who watch the show normally. They're like, this is not how it's supposed to be. Why is there a coupling? I don't know what's going on. But I'm just like, I feel like we're watching a new show pretty much because everyone's starting all over again. But then once they like come together and they have to actually choose, that's when I was like, okay, this is getting kind of intense. And when Taylor picked Clark instead of Olandria, I got upset again because I really like Olandria. And then after that, I'm like busting out laughing hysterically. I'm like, oh my God, this show is insane. I go from completely distraught 1 second to complete maniacal hysteria because it's so ridiculous. I'm like, I cannot even believe this is a show. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And after Taylor picked Clark and not Olandria, I decided to give everyone a warning that I will be hating men extra hard this summer on behalf of Justice for Olandria. Also, I think Olandria is too good for all of the guys. So what happens then? That's not fair. Olandria should win Love Island by herself. So here we got Casa Amor, or the couples before Casa Amor. We had Sierra and Nick, Olandria Taylor, Shelly Ace, Amaya Austin, and then single was Huda, Andrina, Iris, TJ, and Pepe. But Andrina likes Pepe, so they should have coupled up. And then after Casa Amor, we got Sierra and Nick going strong. Taylor picked Clark instead of Olandria. Shelly's with Ace, Amaya's with Zach, Jaden and Austin, Huda with Chris. Okay. Grayson, who the hell's Grayson? Grayson and Pepe, Andrina and Brian, Iris and TJ, and then single is Olandria and Elon. And Elon is still hung up on Sierra. He's like really trying to go after her still. So then moving on. What day is this? 6/29. What day was that? Sunday. Once they're all together and everything, Olandria and Nick both told Sierra that they had kissed and that there was like no chemistry. And Sierra, like, she is such a badass. She's like, yeah, I respect that. That's cool. I'm fine with it. No big deal. They're moving on. And Sierra and Nick are just so happy to see each other, and they obviously want to be coupled up and yada, yada, whatever. But then Iris is talking to Sierra, and Sierra's telling her what happened. Like, oh yeah, Olandria and Nick kissed, but I'm okay with it. And Iris was like, wait, what? And he like could not contain her reaction. She was like, oh, hell no. No, that I would not be okay with that. And she really got in Sierra's head, and Sierra like had to second guess herself for a minute. And I just find this to be so fascinating to witness because I don't know, this social experiment is fascinating. The whole like concept of it is weird, but it is fascinating to me. So Shelly is talking to Chris at one point. They have a chat. Can I play you for a chat? And he's like, oh, maybe I'll write you a song or something. He's like, she's like, oh yeah, okay. And she was just like very graceful and cute, like she always is. And he's like, has anyone wrote a song for you before? And she just smiled. She's like, mm-hmm. I loved it. Like, of course, a man or a woman, I don't know. I'm sure plenty of people have written a song for Shelly. I might write a song for Shelly myself because look at her. She's fucking smoking hot, and I think she's so sweet. I love her. I also think Shelly is too good for all the guys in this on this show. I know a lot of people don't like Ace. I don't like hate him or anything. I think it's so funny that he's the TikTok dancer guy who teaches guys in Pakistan how to dance hip hop. But I don't know, something about the way he moves just is giving me very like hard phony energy. It's just like I don't believe anything he says is genuine. And I feel like he's trying to manipulate things. I feel like he wishes he was Nick. Because Nick, the way Nick moves is very smooth. It's questionably manipulative, but because we're questioning it, that's why it's so smooth. Whereas Ace feels like we kind of know that you're manipulating. It's pretty obvious. So he needs to work on that. Oh, the moment everyone was waiting for. Chris and Ace finally have a chat, and I have all the visuals here for you on YouTube. I couldn't believe how small Ace's head is next to Chris. Like, I wonder if Chris could put Ace's, like if he could palm his whole head. I want to see his hand next to Ace's head. Oh, poor Ace. Like, Ace could fit in Chris's pocket. I'm not trying to shame him. Like, I'm short too. So, like, I get it. I'm like in awe of tall people all the time because I'm like, what is life like for you? Looking down on everyone. Do people ask you for favors a lot? Do you have to like get things from the top shelf for people all the time? Do you have to duck your head when you walk through regular doors? What's a good size height for a door for you? What's the ideal height of a door? Oh my gosh. This is a shot from the back. I forget Ace's tattoo on his back. It's so. I want to know the thought process behind this when he was like, I'm definitely going to get Ace. It reminds me of Richard. Remember from Crappy Lake? Who's Richard? It's Richard. That's me, my last name. Oh my God. Oh, just Kelly said Ace is so bothered by Chris. I know. Ooh, Tay Tay said Ace and Shelly give me the ick. Interesting. The ick. I need to know more about that. Just Kelly said Ace is a full-on gaslighter, zero self-awareness. Yeah. Or you know what? I think he does have some awareness though. That's the part that like is very off-putting. I feel like if you're a gaslighter and you don't really like realize it, it's not as bad as if you're a gaslighter and you know it. Neither is good, but I'm just saying there could be worse situation. I don't know, different degrees of how bad you are as a gaslighter. I don't know. Just rambling. Let's move on. Oh my God, this one. Side by side, Chris and Ace, poor guy. I wonder if he was, I want to know how he was feeling in this moment. Was he like, oh God, look, they're almost the same height when Ace is standing on this couch thingy. And there's Shelly's face. She's got this little smirk on her face, like, oh, have fun. She literally said, have fun. Okay, moving on. So this heart rate challenge, I'd never seen a heart rate challenge. I didn't know until afterwards because, like, I have to pay attention. This is like a lot of Love Island. A lot of hours go into this. But I didn't realize until afterwards that their heart rates were actually being monitored. And for me, in my mind, when they said that, I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me. Because, like I said, Huda would make my heart race the most because I would be scared of her. So while I like this challenge because there's an actual measurement that's associated to it, I just don't think that it accurately reflects anything as far as like feelings towards somebody. So people like catching feelings over this challenge is kind of funny to me in a way. Nick is so funny. He looked like Woody from Toy Story. But still, this challenge is gross. All the challenges are gross, I think. I just don't get it. Why do you have to make out with everybody when the goal is to like be in a couple with only one person? I don't want my man kissing other people. Like, you want me to fight? It just, I don't understand. At one point I saw Nick getting jealous of Elon, so I do love that. Love that. And then last night, I don't want to recap every single thing. I'm assuming you guys have seen all of this. But again, Nick, he wins me over with his like goofy and silly ways. On his date with Sierra, she's like saying all these like nice things about how she wants to be, like how she was thinking about him and blah, 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 whatever. And after they had sex that first time for like 20 seconds, she just knew that was it for her. Like, what? I need to talk to her. Like, I feel like that would make you want to maybe question. Or maybe she's like, oh my God, he really loves me. He really likes me. That's why it only lasted 20 seconds or whatever. Oh, just Kelly said exactly, Jenny. Hannibal Lecter would make my heart race, but not because I want to hook up with him, right? It's so funny to me that they're like, oh my God. Huda made Ace or what do they say? Ace's heart rate went up the most because of Huda. Like, who cares? Yeah, because she's fucking scary. But on this date, after Sierra saying all these nice things to Nick, Nick goes, yeah, I feel like this is just 1% of many percents. And I just couldn't stop laughing at that. This show is so awkward, so odd. I just don't get it, but I'm watching it. Okay, let's stop talking about Love Island. We're half an hour in. Okay, let me talk about my favorite thing, my gut. It's not my favorite thing, but quick update because I know someone out there is wondering how my gut is doing, and she's thriving. Energy, debatable, but I have been using a hefty scoop of the Ryze matcha every morning, and I think it's helping more than the mushroom coffee. I need to remind you all that I have a trip planned for the end of the summer that I want to look snatched for. So I'm telling you all to make sure I hold myself accountable because last night while I was watching Below Deck, I got hungry watching the food Sheffy was making. So I had some goldfish crackers late night and now I feel guilty. So this is my way of holding myself accountable, I guess. And feel free to shame me in the comments. But if you want to try Ryze yourself, head to ryzesuperfoods.com and use my code JennyBlaze15 for 15% off. The link is in the show notes. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I got to try Mad Labs official this week. I did a poll on Instagram asking if any of you have tried these before, and 96% said no. So, because of that, I felt, well, I should probably tell you what I think about these. So, I am loving my new Mad Labs 2-gram carts. And I'll tell you why. For one, the flavor is solid. This has tech on it that I can just see the bros. Whoever came up with this, the bros are like, bro, we need a screen on the vape. We need it on there on the cart so we could see how much battery we got, man. And like it does. It shows how much battery you have left. If you're on like low power or high power, you can heat it up, preheat it with 2 clicks. So that part I do love. And I love that it's 2 grams because if you are a regular vapor, such as myself, then you would know that 2 grams is better than 1. No, but I just I don't want to have to keep switching my carts all the time. So 2 grams is going to last me a lot longer. So I love that. Also, I've noticed a change in how my throat clears. And a lot goes into that because I obviously use my carts, but I have allergies to almost everything inside and outside. Like, doesn't matter. So there's a lot that plays into how my throat feels a lot, but since I started with the Mad Labs, it's been feeling a lot better. Like I'm not hacking up as much. So progress. And I highly recommend you all follow at madlabs.official on Instagram and see if your local dispensary carries them. Let me know your reviews. We're basically doing product testing together now. Okay, let me move on. Let's move on to the Bravo TV lineup. First up, we have The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 17, Game Over. This was a finale episode. Angela and Charles throw a gala draped in elegance, but with secrets swirling, tensions brewing, and an unexpected guest invited, the night is anything but buttoned up. Porsha leans on loved ones as she mourns her cousin's sudden passing. Shamea performs at her music showcase where things turn sour between her and Brit. Okay. First of all, Shamea did amazing. I don't think we've ever seen a housewife perform like this before. I was not expecting that at all. But let me go through my tweets. So they show a flashback of Drew singing her breakup song to Ralph at the reunion. I don't know what season that was, but I will never forget how psychotic that was. The man sat there through the entire song as she sang a breakup song to him. Like, why? I would have got up and left before she hit. Oh, sorry. I'm hitting the microphone. I would have got up and left before she hit that first note. I would have been like, peace. Sing to yourself. Goodbye. But no, not Ralph. Mr. Ralph Pitiful Pittman. He sat there that whole time. That is just so nuts. Brit and Kelli are still fighting, and I love a petty fight. And I loved, I know we don't like Brit, right? But I kind of loved when she was like, well, somebody buys their followers. like basically accusing Kelli of buying followers. And I love that kind of petty mess. Is it true? I don't even care if it's true or not, but I just want to know. That's funny. Charles Oakley. I kind of love Charles. The only part I don't love with Charles when he got upset was that he was fighting with Angela. He was like, no, I don't trust you. And I feel like he regretted it when he said it because he knew he was on camera. But if he said it then, he probably has said it before. And that was like, that kind of hurt my heart because I feel like a good husband will always have his wife's back and they're a team. If she says, trust me, then I feel like he should. Like maybe she made a mistake and later on he can be like, what the fuck was that? But not in front of everyone, you know? I just don't like that. But yeah, also I didn't know about the whole Madison Square Garden thing. And I found this GIF where Charles has his finger, like pointer finger up to this guy's temple and just pushes his head. And I'm wondering, is that why he got kicked out of Madison Square Garden? If so, I'm not like completely mad at him because it was kind of funny. I mean, you shouldn't put your hands on anyone. So I understand him getting kicked out, but like, it's kind of funny. He's got a temper. Oh, and then this Junebug mess. Oh my God. So Marcus, this guy who wanted to spread this rumor last week about Angela's husband having an affair or whatever, she invites him, or Drew brings him over, and he starts giving this story of, yeah, I was paid to say that by somebody. I was given an envelope by Phaedra. She's the godfather of Atlanta. Like all this crazy stuff saying it was this guy, Junebug. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking? Junebug. Like, what are you saying right now? The whole thing, this guy, I don't know if he was like sober or what, but like, I don't know what he was trying to say or what he was trying to accomplish, but it was just very confusing in the end. And I wish that we could get the full story because it was broken out in pieces. But the way what he was saying, it sounded like he's scared of Phaedra, that Phaedra did it through some guy named Junebug, because Phaedra is the godfather of Atlanta. And I just don't understand why Phaedra would do this. I don't understand why Phaedra would do this. I feel like Phaedra has better things to do with her time. And why hate on Angela and Charles? I did think it was funny or odd. I'll say odd. I thought it was odd that when Angela confronted Phaedra deflected and said, what about your homes in foreclosure? And Angela right away goes, that ain't no thesis. And I was dying. I was screaming. For one, Phaedra didn't respond to whatever Angela said to her, but she deflected. And what she used as ammunition to deflect is not anything that Angela has been trying to hide. She has said it in her confessionals, like, if this doesn't go through, then it's going to go in foreclosure and I'm going to lose a lot. So when Angela, that's why I love when people are so honest and transparent, because that means you can't have anything against them, right? Like bring it. What are you going to do? Like, oh, my house is in foreclosure. No shit. I already said that. What else you got, Phaedra? I just love that. Oh my gosh. Max said, I think Phaedra is the godfather. Season finale was weird. It was weird. It was just chaotic. And for a whole, like all day yesterday, I just kept thinking, Junebug. Who is Junebug? Oh my gosh. Too funny. Okay. So I'm going to read the final text that they put up for each lady at the finale. So for Kelli, it says, after 3 years, Kelli finally closed the doors on her marriage in September of 2024. She is preparing to open new doors to her Sandy Springs Nana's Chicken and Waffles location sometime in spring or summer 2025. I'm sorry, but that made me laugh because it was giving like, spring, summer, September. Sure, right? She'll be double checking the guest list for the grand opening, it says. Okay. Next, we got Drew. Drew's album, I Did It To Me, was released in March 2025. While her music career is on high, her relationship with Ralph is still on a low as he continues to reside in his basement apartment in the sky, with an end to the divorce nowhere in sight. Ugh. Go away, Ralph. He's the worst. Okay, this is Shamea. While baby Shiloh continues to make progress, Shamea has a new surrogate and hopes to welcome a baby boy soon. Her single Never Had was released in March 2025. She hopes that listeners don't talk over it this time. Relax, sit back. I don't know the words, but I have listened to it. Okay, next is Phaedra. Phaedra is booked and busy and adding more jobs to her resume until her boys retire her. Meanwhile, her chocolate prince, what's his name? Chi-Chi? It's not Chi-Chi. I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but is still satisfying her sweet tooth. I like him. He was in Married to Medicine. Okay, Angela. Angela sold 3 houses, but 2 have unfortunately been lost. However, she is staying cool under pressure with her next business venture, Fanji, a line of fans. No word on when she and Charles will renew their vows. I hope they come back. Okay, then we have Porsha. They did everyone's, like end scene thingies or whatever, end credits. And then they show this scene of Porsha in her house, which we saw when Phelan was on, because Phelan used to be married to Simon. So I couldn't help but think like, oh my God, was this Simon's house before he married Phelan? Or did Phelan and Simon move into this house together as a married couple? And then Phelan moved out, obviously, and Porsha moved in, but now Simon is gone. So Porsha lives there. Like, it just feels kind of weird to me. I need to know what you all think. But her ending credit was Simon was detained while entering the country in February 2025, leaving the divorce on ICE, which is too soon for me. I don't think we should be having ICE jokes right now. But yeah, this is nuts. I don't know all the details of Atlanta, and I'm kind of glad I don't, because it seems really messy. And this, like, I did hear something about how Porsha was paying for Simon's child support for his other kids while he was detained. I don't know if that's why she was awarded that 40, was it 30 grand or 40 grand a month in spousal support from Simon, who, did he get deported yet? I don't know if he's detained or deported, but how is he going to pay $40,000 a month. And if he can't pay, what happens? Does he go to jail? Or does it just rack up and like go in arrears and interest is paid on it? Like what? How does this work? I need to know more. Also, Ariana Bierman was on Watch What Happens Live with Phaedra, and I just love Ariana. I am a stan, and I cannot believe that she was raised by Kim. Kim feels like a monster to me. Max said Simon is deported to Nigeria. Oh my gosh. Wait, can I just also real quick talk about this story that I like quickly read briefly about? This man who was born on a U.S. military in Germany, he's a U.S. citizen because of that, right? Got deported to Jamaica, a country he's never even visited. Yo, this country is whacked. Okay. Let's move on to reunion looks. First up, we got Phaedra and Kelli, our two short queens. Phaedra is she's gotten a lot of heat from this look. I don't love it, but I mean, Phaedra, she's smoking hot. This look is giving me Princess Leia, but online, a lot of people have been saying more like mermaid genie vibes. The color scheme is like gold / chartreuse. So, I mean, I like the color on them, I think, but I'm not like a big yellow. I'm not drawn to the color yellow. And Phaedra also has like this headpiece on. Maybe that's why people said she looks like a genie. I don't know. But there's a lot going on there. Kelli looks so cute because don't forget, she's really short. So she has this like, it looks like a short dress that got like a train added onto it with like a slit down the front. It looks really nice and it's really cute. It's got like a lot of ruffles and like a rosette, just like flare in the front. Max said, this is giving me season 5 Potomac reunion. Oh, yeah. Yes. I forgot about that. Phaedra, the worst reunion look, Max said. Oh, boy. Kelli looks cute, though. Angela, she looks so good. And she looks so good at that gala event they did. That black dress, she was looking smoking hot. I didn't know that's like, have we seen her wear anything that revealing before? Anyways, she looks so good. This dress, I don't even know how to describe it. Just go to YouTube and come look at it or go online. You'll definitely see it. But she has like a long slit, a high slit up her thigh in the front. The dress has a small train. I don't know how to describe this top, but it's hot. And then Porsha, of course, is always looking smoking hot as well. They all have like similar silhouettes. They have like a train and a high slit up the leg, I'm noticing as I'm going through this. Kelli, Phaedra, they both have it. Angela and Porsha have it. Porsha has like a very structured, like gold corset type of thing. Looks very expensive and looks very custom. Like it looks like it would have to be custom. It's almost like armor on the top. But her gold color is really pretty. Drew Sidora. I don't know what's happening here. I feel like the feathers are a little bit much. She has a bunch of yellow feathers on her dress. Maybe if she didn't have all the feathers, this dress wouldn't look so busy. And like if she added if she had the same silhouette as the rest of the ladies with the slit up the thigh and then like a little train, I feel like this look would be better. But Drew looks great all the time anyways. Shamea, I like Shamea's dress. She's got more like chartreuse in her dress, like the color, which is kind of like a neon yellowish, almost greenish color. This dress looks really nice too. I don't know how to describe it. There's a lot of sequins. Looks good. Then we have Cynthia Bailey, understated, demure, very demure. And again, with the high slit on the thigh. You go, girl. She looks awesome. Max said, I agree about Drew. I like Shamea's dress colors. Yes. Yeah, that's it. So who is the best? I mean, Porsha. Kelli looks good. Angela, Porsha. Hold on a second. I have to make TikTok keep going. Kelli, Angela, Porsha, Shamea, Cynthia. They all look really good. Okay. And then also in the reunion trailer, which by the way, we have 3 parts and I'm not looking forward to that. I feel like we could have 1 part, but here we go, whatever. And Brit's not even there. Brit Edie didn't show up. Andy asked Drew if he sent the picture of Brit to Kenya. Angela versus Phaedra continues. Shamea and Porsha, they're going at it, but also both talk about kissing Candy. That's interesting. We see Ralph is there. Charles shows up and he brings the Charles energy that I love. He's like, where are y'all husbands at? Love it. And at one point, Porsha walks off. So that's what we have to look forward to. All right, let's move on to Below Deck. Season 12, Episode 5. Rainbow kisses, friendship wishes. Fraser begins to question his long-distance relationship. Rainbow tries to connect with Barbara and Solene. And Kyle and Solene go on a date. Chef Anthony struggles with PTSD from last charter season as he prepares dinner with Captain Carey at the table. And Kayo's shortcomings loom large in Captain Carey's mind. Yeah. Kayo needs to go. Okay, so I was dying in the beginning. The crew is out to brunch or whatever, and Fraser, I know he's watching Below Deck, or not Below Deck. I know he's watching other Bravo shows because he goes, why don't we go around the table and say one thing we hate about each other? And I just felt like he was doing that on purpose to be messy. And he probably was thinking about Heather Gay's little game. She's always got the who would you throw off your wagon or let's read the meanest text about each other game. She's just a pot stir. But I thought that was hilarious. They didn't, by the way. They didn't go around and say the thing they hate most about each other. So poor Rainbow. I'm like scared of her, but like also I feel like I want to life coach her in a weird Seth Marks kind of way. Like I want to force myself my life coaching onto her, but I wouldn't do that. Rainbow has a lot of trauma from her upbringing, and I feel like because her and her she's talked about her sisters a lot already, and she has 2 sisters. They're all close in age, and it sounds like what we heard is that her 2 sisters are really close and she's kind of like the odd one out. And that breaks my heart because I have 3 daughters, and to think that one of them is feeling left out makes me like so sad. And I just feel like Rainbow obviously could benefit from therapy. We all could. But I feel like she may need like some kind of ayahuasca trip after this charter season or something, because you can see how it affects her so much, not only like her panic attacks, but then she's very uncomfortable trying to show affection to Solene, who like doesn't really like her. And but I feel so bad for her because she like actually tried. She's like, I love you. And I don't know. I just feel like whatever trauma she has from her sisters growing up, it's like it's showing. And she's also savage. She was very savage on Watch What Happens Live. I like her. Kyle, gross. Kyle, I kind of liked Kyle, the Scottish guy, until I saw him walking around St. Bart's with no shoes on. Like, what are you doing? I would never lay in bed with somebody who does that. Never. I don't care how big your D is. Gross. Stay away from me. Get your feet away from me. I hate feet. This charter that they had was really quick too, by the way, especially after that 5-day charter. But I like these guests. They seem like nerdy but fun, like in a nerdy way. And the one of the primaries was like, or I think it was Celine was like, or no, Barbara. She goes, "Oh, you don't drink alcohol," and he's like, "No, I'm allergic." She's like, "Oh, you are?" He goes, "Yeah, I break out in handcuffs." And I don't know. I thought that was so funny. I am going to use this line for now on. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Also, before I move on to the McBee Dynasty, we got our second boatmance between Solene and Kyle. But so okay, I said before, after that first kiss between Fraser and Damo, I'm like, oh my God, please make this be like the floodgates opening up to the plethora of boatman's hookups that we get to see through this season, because that's what we were promised pretty much in the trailer. So I want them to deliver. So we get Solene and Kyle hooking up, and they just like went from 0 to 100. Like they were in the master cabin or whatever, like this, doing it. So we already got that. But what we get down the road is Solene getting sick of Kyle and starting to hook up with Jess. This is going to be good. I'm excited. And now that Fraser dumped his boyfriend and Damo no longer has to be referred to as a homewrecker, maybe they'll continue to hook up. Here for it. More boatmances. Bring us the boatmances. Okay. I didn't think I was going to talk about the McBee Dynasty. I watched the first season when it came out, and I didn't talk about it on my show, but like I watched it and I was fuming. Fuming. I despise the dad on the McBee Dynasty. Like no other. He triggers me so hard in every way, in almost every single scene that he's in. Was he even on the first episode last night? I don't think so, but I hate him. I can't stand him. So apparently when he was married to his wife, I didn't know this about Galena because we found out a little bit more last night. But Galena, who is his like CFO or COO, she helps run his business. She helps him make money. And when she started working for Steve, I guess he was still married, and she became the other woman and then became his girlfriend once he got divorced. Even though all throughout season 1, he kept saying like, I don't want sleepovers to happen and I don't want to be tied down. And he was like seeing other women, flirting with people. He had this girl, Brooke, his mistress, drive Galena's car, total it. Like he's just so disrespectful, rude, inappropriate. He puts himself in these situations. He even said to Brooke, like, I want you to use the Nashville house. If you're in Nashville and you don't use my house, I'm going to be mad at you. Like he like basically forces these mistresses into his life to like take up space in his life when he already has another woman. And so I guess in season 2, Galena and Steve are finally done because Galena's best friend, Masha, this other Russian woman who's like younger than her, I think, they've known each other for like 13 years. And Galena really loved Masha because she felt like, oh, another Russian woman. I have someone I could speak to in my language and, blah, 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 whatever. Galena lets Masha come stay at the house with Steve and Galena for some time, I guess. And I don't know all the like logistics and details, but Masha meets Steve through Galena. Masha and Steve start fucking. And when Galena finds out, that's when she finally moved out. But she is pissed. I thought last night on the premiere, I thought she was going to be like, yeah, I moved out. I realized my worth and I'm not going to let a man do this to me. And I cut my hair and she looks like she's been working out or like lost some weight. I thought she was going to be like, I'm on to better things until Kayla, Steve Jr.'s girlfriend, meets with Galena and is like, I just wanted to let you know that Masha's staying at the lodge. And something flipped. Like, I kind of knew what was happening, but like I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, no, Galena, no. She goes, oh, thank you for telling me. And she goes, excuse me, I have to go to the restroom. But instead of going to the restroom, she literally leaves and gets in her car, her vehicle, and takes off. And Kayla's like, wait, did she just leave? I was scared for Kayla. But on the way, or in her car, Galena calls Steve. He doesn't answer. She's leaving a voicemail, calling Masha a whore like a million times. Wait, here's the scene. This is a picture of Galena and Kayla when right after Kayla tells Galena the news, and she says, I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and drives off. She's leaving this message to Steve, calling Masha a whore like a million times. I was like actually scared. I was getting scared. She's like, you're a whore. She has a nerve. La, la, la. I was like, oh my God, Galena, oh my God, where are you going? Where are you going? Then we cut to commercial or whatever. I don't know. We go to a new scene, but later on, we see Galena holding like some paperwork, and she shows Steve, and she's like, damage to the whore's car or whatever. And there's like $7,000 worth of damage to this Porsche. And I don't know if it's the way they edited it, if this is true, but they're making it seem like when Galena got up and left and was in the car yelling whore, that she went and damaged Masha's car. She's denying it, but there's more. They show a trailer for what's to come this season. We see Galena get into a car accident. We see Galena get arrested. And then we hear Masha say, you killed my chickens. And they show Galena walking around the chickens. Like, I'm scared. I am actually really scared. This show is nuts. And then the family, where is Steve Sr.? I hate him. I'm so glad he's not around, but I feel bad for his kids. They're like, they have to pick up the slack because their dad just disappeared or whatever. Steve Jr. is like about to have an aneurysm over the stress he has, and his brother's like trying to help out and does a deal on the side that's like not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but he's like, Steve Jr.'s, counting every single penny, and he just loses his mind and like goes off on his brother. And I'm just like, wow, this family is unhinged. Like, great TV, but wow, I can't imagine being in this family. It seems so scary. I also don't even understand what's going on with all the women. Like, they used to be close, but then Kayla's sister died and none of them reached out to her, which I find to be really fucked up. And I feel bad for Kayla. I don't understand what's going on unless she did something that we're not seeing, but they have been so cold to her. She shows up to this family party and like the pregnant one just like has a meltdown. I don't know what is going on, but I think this show is worth the watch. I'm invested. What else? Wait, I didn't read the description for this one, did I? Okay, so the McBee Dynasty Season 2, Episode 1, Russian Roulette is the name of the episode. Eldest brother Steven has a plan to save the farm from financial ruin, but younger brother Cole, has his own idea on what's best. Steve Sr.'s new girlfriend, Masha, moves into his home during his absence, but a surprising connection upsets his ex-girlfriend and CFO, Galena. Steven's girlfriend, Kayla, is estranged from the family, causing a harrowing moment for a pregnant Casey. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with that thing. But at the end, I am invested in Galena. Like, Galena is kind of my hero in a way, but like also I'm terrified of her. I kind of feel like she should be the main character of her own story because and like move on from these people cuz like it's too far. If you're getting arrested, no, we cannot be doing that. That's too much. But after seeing the first season, there's no choice but to want to root for Galena in a way because like she was so screwed over. And as a girl's girl, I'm like, fuck that guy. But I don't know if she's very innocent. So I'm going to be watching. Max said Steve Sr. is going to jail. I did hear that for insurance fraud. Oof. Not surprised. All right. We are going to go live again on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you turn on notifications on YouTube so you're reminded, but I'll also be posting about it ahead of time. On deck, when we come back on Thursday, we'll be covering, well, for one, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 2 reunion with Nick Viall as a host is out on Hulu. So I'm probably going to watch that today after this live stream. And then we have The Valley tonight. I'm kind of sick of The Valley, to be honest. I feel like Alex Baskin ruined another great show because of his enabling behavior to toxic men like Jax Taylor. Before it was Tom Sandoval, now it's Jax Taylor, and it's not going well. We also get one of my new favorites, Next Gen NYC. I love these Nepo babies. I'm not a baby, I am 29. For anyone who's interested in one of my new favorite songs, it's called Nepo Baby by Fox Season, and I love it. I wish that was their like theme song for this show. Oh, I love them. You know why I love this show so much is because they're so young. They're in New York City, so like I feel like I can kind of understand like their environment more, but also the stakes are so low. They're so young that like they literally could fuck up and like get 5 new careers before like in the next 5 years. So I'm not like worried about them when they have their own drama, and some of it's very silly drama like Charlie has serious drama, but he also has a lot of childish trauma that is sad for a 29-year-old. As Max said, Charlie is not that young. He is 29, but it's just interesting like to see the outcome of Nepo babies. As someone who is not a Nepo baby, I just am so curious about them. Like, what is it like to be a Nepo baby? Are you immediately like annoyed by people? Is your tolerance level less than people who are not Nepo babies? I'm not saying it should be one way or the other or that one's better than the other. I'm just saying I want to know because I don't know what it's like to be a Nepo baby. But I love that we get to see through Next Gen NYC. Love it. Also, don't forget, we'll be talking about Miami. Julia. Girl. I just really wish she didn't throw that drink. And I know, like, I don't even want to get into it. We'll talk about it on Thursday. Max made a really good point. Alex Baskin is a Nepo baby. We should ask him what it's like. If you don't know, he is the grandchild of Baskin Robbins. That's why his production company is named 32 Flavors. Max made a good point about Miami. We finally get to see Stephanie, the new housewife. And I think the way that she's introduced is that she brings Larsa to go pick up her dogs in Florida on her private jet. Yay! We're back, baby. I kind of do need Dr. Nicole, to come back now. We need to see two badass bitches. I'm excited. Okay, what else? And of course, Love Island. Love Island tonight. No Love Island tomorrow night on Wednesday. So we won't have that much to talk about on Thursday, but that's probably a good thing because we spent like a half an hour on Love Island today. Okay. I think that's it. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for today's chaotic, caffeinated, and questionably productive episode of Bravo and Blaze with Jenny Blaze. We recapped the Real Housewives of Atlanta finale, spiraled over Love Island USA. We survived below deck, barely, no thanks to Kyle. We broke down the McBee Dynasty premiere. I am praying for you, Galena. And yes, I subjected myself to the Poop Cruise documentary because clearly I hate peace. Just kidding. Quick reminder, spark responsibly, sip your Ryze matcha, add a hefty scoop. No shame there. Stay messy but informed. If you love today's episode or you're just here for the Bravo chaos, don't forget to follow at Bravo and Blaze everywhere you scroll. Subscribe to YouTube at Jenny Blaze and hit the bell so you never miss the unhinged live streams. If you want extra tea, behind the scenes chaos, and bonus content, join the Patreon at patreon.com/Bravo and Blaze. Need to Bravo and Blaze at home? Grab your signature lighter at bravoandblaze.com. Get on the email list for exclusive drops and updates also at bravoandblaze.com. And if you made it this far and didn't judge me for the goldfish cracker situation, I appreciate you. If you did judge me, that's fair. I'll see you next time on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern on YouTube with the same chaos and probably still unhinged. Until next time, stay lit, y'all.